him or got to hear him, it was at an event, and me and Allison, we were like, wow, when that was over. And I tell you, this is true, Chris. Anytime and since that first one, anytime your time came up, we always made a point to be in our seat and listen. Okay. That was just, it was very important for us to hear you. So he lives about an hour and 20 minutes up the road from Jackson, Tennessee. And I know him and Todd, my cousin, have been, thick as thieves for a while. They were in another organization together, and it's just been amazing to watch. And his story is kind of similar to my own. So he's really touched my heart right off the bat. Probably more dramatic than mine, much more, but it is very kind of similar, and he's done a great job. So without further ado, the great Mr. Chris Doyle.
Well, Jerry, thank you so much. I was glad you got to introduce me instead of Todd. That's even better. So I don't get the bad stuff Todd's going to say about me. I'm supposed to talk about the comp plan, but we're way behind schedule. And so what I'm going to tell you about the comp plan is going to be very simple. You don't have to understand it. The biggest misconception is I got to know everything about it before I can get paid. And the actuality is no, you really don't. Kristen, my daughter's a perfect example. She really doesn't understand the comp plan. She doesn't try to. She knows basically what you want to do to build. And that's really what matters. And it'll get complicated for you if you allow it to. And you'll get caught up in things that don't matter. And what do I mean by that? Things that'll keep you from building your business. But the thing, we've had such a lot of great things today. I want to tell you the 3 things to concentrate on the comp plan. That's all you need to remember. 3 things. 1, understanding the retail is easy. We all know how the retail part works. It's you buy for $100 and sell it for $150, you make $50. I don't think that is very hard to figure out. That's just the retail sales. And you know what? We never talked about that much. For all the years I did network marketing, we talked about the team building, which is real critical. But the retail sales open up the funnel, and that's really what it is, a funnel to help people become brand partners. Because what you really want is a great customer base. And if that's all they ever want to be, I got a lot of people just customers. But if you're going to really get leveraged from the business side, we're not talking about weight loss and health and all those things. What we're talking about is how to make money. You want to get the leverage side in. So that's what the prospects will do to you. So long and short of it is this: understand the retail side. Second, understand your team lead bonus. Guys, if you don't understand the team lead bonus, that's the first 4 weeks of the
new volume bonus, Chris. New volume bonus.
New volume, excuse me. New volume bonus. They changed the name of it. I'll still call it, I still got team lead in all my notes, but it's new volume bonus. And that is when you obviously bring a new person on board and you're making a percentage. So your goal, very simply, is to make sure for their first 4 Fridays that you help them get to ultimate. Guys, that's critical. I believe it's the most critical thing you can do to a person. For one, it gets them in the most commissionable place for them. It puts their business qualified. You need to learn how to place volume under your people to make sure they promote to ultimate. And remember, that's the first 4 Fridays. Now, there's always a way to get that done afterwards, but you're not going to get paid the maximum team lead, new volume bonus. I got to get that. Y'all can tell I've been retired. I'm going to bring that up in just a second. But that is important to you. And then don't get so caught up in how many legs you're building. I have people say, which leg? Guys, until a leg becomes established, it's really more about helping those people that deserve it. Now, I'm going to repeat that. Help people who deserve it, not people who want it. There's a difference. What I mean by that, someone who's working and trying and building is someone you want to make sure you help get things done. If they're just sitting over there, you're not going to make somebody work this business by throwing them a carrot. I hate to tell you that. They got to want, they're no different than the weight loss. I watch all these people and all making comments. Well, can I eat this? Can I eat that? Was it on the food list? No. I'm glad I don't say stuff on there because I'm like, they want to eat processed foods and stuff. I'm like, no, it's not on the list. Same thing in weight. Same thing comes down to building a business. You can't make somebody want to do this. You can help them if they want to. You can't make them do it. No difference in getting healthy. I'm a perfect example. I didn't even try to get healthy until I got really pushed into it. And I didn't want to be in the health business. By the way, just for the record purposes, I've heard so much talk about the stories. Guys, I weigh 105 pounds less than I did when I started here. 105 pounds less. Now, that was a 10-year process. But I want you to realize something. I also had a health scare. I've got leukemia. and I didn't get anything, but these products have helped me stay off of treatments for all these years. I was diagnosed 4 years ago, and I really don't talk about it much to people. Most people were stunned to find out that I had leukemia. And I didn't have any treatments for it. And so I had to do some treatments. Okay. What I want you to realize was it was a rough period for the last 6 months. I finished my last treatment this past Thursday. I had my last IV, and I can show all the blood marks. It's rough. But here's what I want you to know. My paychecks went up. I want you to listen closely why I say that. Didn't change anything. I didn't work. I returned very few phone calls. You had to be my daughter just about to get a phone call returned. There's very few people I call back because I didn't feel like talking to people. And I feel great today, by the way. It's been a few days since the last treatment. I know it's my last one, so it makes you feel better. But I want you to understand what was important. That was I got paid anyway. And so it didn't change anything. My banker, as a matter of fact, I'm about to do an investment. I had to go buy a thing about borrowing some money. And they're just so amazed at my business because they don't understand it. But neither did I when I started. So just don't try to be an expert on the comp plan in the beginning. If you're new, you need to know that new volume bonus. You need to know 3 things. Now I'm going to talk about the rest of them. Base commissions. What is a base pay? We all know that you're going to get paid on Fridays. You'll get your new volume bonus, but base commissions are based on your team. So if you've got 2 legs running, the larger one's going to be considered the power leg that week. In so many comp plans, a power leg is always the same, and not ours. It can change based on how your business is growing, and that's a good thing. People think it's a bad thing. They try to take, no, it's not. It means you're able to work where the people need to grow. You're able to build on your team. So your base commissions will be strictly based on the volume of your team. And that's your goal. Get that to a point that you don't have to. Mine is optimized, what's called an optimized income position every week. So I know I'm going to have a certain amount of income no matter what. No matter what. It may grow some. I may have more match pay. Those are the things you want to concentrate on. If you don't understand our match pay, it's okay. The one that you want to really learn in the early stages, and I'm speaking about the people here that are new, is our savings bonus. Making sure that each week your base commissions qualify you for at least to get into the savings plan. How does that work? You got to have a minimum of $250. Kim Gray is the one that got me really thinking about this in a big way, because it means you automatically get a raise. The company will give you a 15% bonus as long as you have $250 in base commission. And guys, if you're not working towards $250 in base commission, that needs to be your first goal. Brittany Lunsford talks about it a lot, that I realized how I was leaving money on the table. Guys, if you need to work your business to get a minimum of $250 in base pay each week, because it's going to add money to a savings account. We can show you so many people that have done that. But guys, that's really the most important thing to realize. I'm going to try to help you get back on schedule. We're way behind here. Don't over worry about the comp plan. We just, Todd, I heard you back in here. Maybe we need to do it just a Saturday, just for an hour, and I'll try to come on here more, and we'll do more just comp plan trainings on a Saturday morning.
Sarah, let's book him next Saturday.
I got you.
That. And I just think it's something we need to do more of, because really these stories are what sells. I got news for you. I've never signed anybody up because I told them, hey, this is going to be the most amazing comp plan. They're a seasoned networker, but I got news for you. The comp plan is the most important, is how much volume you got. If the company is now growing like crazy, it's going to become $1 billion company. So you're setting in a right spot. I really couldn't tell you how to explain. If you knew what I knew, none of you'd sleep right now, because I've been through this before. Todd and I have experienced this momentum. I didn't think I would ever experience it again. And yet it's happening right now. I'm watching it happen with a company. So guys, understand
Chris,
Todd.
Can I ask you one thing? Because there's a couple things I want, because a lot of people don't get to hear from you. And by the way, I was running my 3 miles for the day when Sherry Key was speaking, and I think I ran the fastest 3 miles I've ever ran before, because Sherry was a product girl for 4 years. Like, she did no business. And I think she's totally arrived now. And Liz, you nailed it. Y'all are amazing. I just cannot believe. And this whole team has been crazy. But Chris, you, for those that don't know Chris, he used to manage, he owned a company that had employed 430 people. And when I met Chris, he had gone bankrupt because he lost that company in the NAFTA agreement. So he only entered network marketing because he had to, not because he wanted to. It was really against everything he liked, believed in, wanted to do. There was nothing about it Chris wanted to do, but he worked his freaking tail off. He had a business owner's discipline. He had a lot to learn because he was used to being the boss and everybody would just do what he said. And he found out very quickly, I hear, no, these people were his employees and he had to motivate them, not direct them. However, he did it day in and day out, month in and month out, and year in and year out. I always tell people, anybody can do anything for a day or two with discipline. Some can do it for a week or two. A few can do it a month or two. Every now and then, a small percentage can do it a year or so. But it's a microscopic percentage that can do what it takes till they win. Chris did what it took till he won. But Chris, you were trudging along about 5 years in, and you still were wanting to quit. You had not broke into the real money. But will you tell the story that when the right people finally entered your business, that you went from like 10 or 15,000 a month to 100,000 a month in less than a year?
Now, Todd, it was really, you're right. When I say, you say I almost quit, I actually, in my mind, did quit. I actually looked at myself in the mirror and decided I'd lost my mind. I'm not, this football coach I met, and it was Todd, was making good money, but I wasn't. And so I just had put it in my mind to quit. But what I tell you what, I think it was a season in my life, meaning I had to adjust to understanding what I was doing. And I think God, and I never really said this in a public meeting, I think he just knew I wasn't ready for a group to, that knew what they were doing. I was still learning. And after almost quitting, I'm not sure who gave me the piece of advice and said, if your business is not where it needs to be, you need to find somebody to join your company that wants it as bad as you. You need somebody that wants it bad. And so I went back and actually contacted some people that I talked to early on. And oddly enough, this time around, they made sense to them. They joined my business. And Todd, you're right. I was really close to not making it. And it was really worse than you said. I was probably not making $6,000 or $7,000 in a month. Now, I know that everybody thinks that's a lot. It's not a lot if you're in the car driving around the countryside, working every day, and you're doing it 6 and 7 days a week. And I was spending as much as I was making at the beginning. And then what happened was I got some good people in my business. And by that time, I'd really learned the skill levels that it took to go to the next level. And our company was also getting in a good spot. We weren't quite where this company is by no means. It was still another 3 years. And then it was like overnight, I found people that knew. I ran into some good people and they had a system in place. And that was a good point, Todd. We probably don't talk about it enough here. That company didn't have, we got boards here. We had something there that we call push play. And it was a system. When we could teach an average person and all at once, it was just crazy. Todd used to laugh at me. He said, you're the only guy I had in my business that skipped $10,000 paychecks. You went from $7,000 a month paychecks to $25,000 a month paychecks. And it was true. It happened in about a 45-day span. And then by the end of the year, it's never been history. And I've never wanted to go back and do the conventional business again. And why? I feel so blessed that I got this opportunity to get into a business I didn't think I wanted. That was the industry. And by the way, just for those that go into people and they'll tell you it's one of them things and they give you, that's me. I was that guy telling everybody all that. And by the way, I still have people tell me that today. So just because I've made several $1 million in this industry, they'll still give me the same thing they tell you and you ain't done it yet. It don't matter. And they'll tell you, come back when you make your $1 million, by the way. Don't think I didn't. I went back to some of those people. But what happened was it hit, the momentum hit. And I didn't try to question how. I just did what other people taught me. I won't ever tell you I got good at this. I will tell you I found some people that were really good at it. And still to this day, it's a matter of finding the system and plugging in. I was lucky to have Todd in the beginning. I think he was probably ready to give up on me, even though he wouldn't say that. He was probably frustrated with me because I just couldn't make it happen. But I kept plugging because why? I'm going to tell you what the most important thing. We haven't really talked about it much today, and I don't want to steal anybody's thing that's coming up. Guys, if you don't know why you're doing this, what your objective is, you won't make it. It is more important than anything else here. I actually have my original one sitting right back over there. It's funny how that works out. I kept that original from 20-something years ago. Is why I was here. And it all came to fruition. I mean, I wanted to be debt-free. I wanted to be able to do things for my family again. I wanted to be able to pay their way through school. I was able to pay through Kristen's college, even though she doesn't use any of it. I was able to pay for that. So here's what I want you to know. Your why will be everything. It's more important. Anything you'll do is figure out why. And if you'll concentrate on it, we all talk about weight loss in the same way, don't we? You see the end result, but we don't get there. Why? When I joined this company, I knew I needed to lose weight. My health was a wreck. Funny part is I'm healthier now with leukemia than I was 12 years ago. True story. Todd will tell you, I'm much healthier looking and healthier feeling now than I was when I started. Why? Because I'm putting the right things in most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. I still have bad habits, but I knew why I was here. And it was never to join for the health. Hate to tell you that. Now, I found that in the action, but you know what I came for was the money. I came for financial freedom. I had tried it. What does that mean? Tried it. I became a millionaire. I mean, I was a multimillionaire at age 40 and lost it all and came back and joined an industry that I hated, I thought, didn't know anything about, yet it's changed everything. And now when people tell me this doesn't work, I'm like, you're right. It doesn't work for everybody. It works for only those that will do it. Same thing with the drops. When people tell me these drops don't work, no, they don't. If you want to keep eating processed foods, all of you want tapeworms. You want something that works without any effort. It takes effort. We don't want to be in not work marketing. We want to be in network marketing. And I've got people now trying to tell me it's a thing of the past. Really? Money is not a thing of the past, and the system works. We got too many people making too much money. Guys, if you the biggest problem is not doing the effort for a long enough time. And that's all I did different than anybody else. Is that when you know why I didn't quit? I hate to tell you this, because I see people on here that have things to fall back on. I didn't have a place to fall back. That was the bottom line. If I was going to go back to doing something, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to go. So I'm lucky because I didn't have plan B. This became plan A because it didn't have an option. Now, for many people, this is my daughter's plan C. I mean, she got two other businesses. But here's the thing. Now she's making as much money. She has options. That's all you need to realize is options. If you just want to take the products, do it. Somebody just posted, never give up. That's it. You'll pay a price. I wrote a book called Paying the Price. And it's about not giving up. It's about staying the course. And the one thing I'm going to add to all of you on here, I see people say, I can't do it because all these folks from Ripley, Mississippi. Perfect example. Man, it won't work in Ripley. It won't. I mean, if I've heard that 1,000 times, it won't work. No, it won't work a lot of places if you don't work. I grew up in a little town called Parsons. They had a traffic light they did not need. Okay. We had 1,500 people. I'm sure that's smaller than Ripley. That's it. So what's the point? Why could I go out? It's because I didn't accept what my surroundings told me I was capable of. I just decided I wanted something better. And so when I got in the jeans business, and somebody said I got lucky. The same people that told me I got lucky in the blue jean business now tell me I'm lucky in the network marketing business. I hate to tell you this, there is no such thing. I'm as lucky. Listen, I'll just put it the last thing I'll say. The earlier I get up and the longer I work, the luckier I get. So if you want to call it luck, that's fine. I just find that I get lucky when I put effort into it. And I may surprise some of you. I think I'm going to get back to work a little bit because I see what's happening out here. And this group today has got me. I got some bumps standing up on my arms, a hair standing up on the back of my neck because of the stories. Because, see, we're in a company that's not just financially important to you. Where in the world could you go and have people that's the great part about what people call me all the time saying, I cannot believe how much different I feel. Not calling to whine about their business. They're calling because I feel great. And, that's really, that's what somebody posted about grandkids. Yeah, that's why I do it. I do it now because of something else. It's not just for me anymore. And though younger people, you don't know that's coming, but it is. You'll be thinking more about the generational thing than you are the next level. So guys, just stay with it. I would highly recommend, I heard somebody poking about Destin. If you want to know how to get to the next level, plugging in, not just to the IPA calls. It's funny, when they started this, somebody ask, what is an IPA? Income producing activity. Because IPA is also a beer. That's the first thing I heard. IPA, I thought about my son-in-law brews beer and he makes IPAs. I'm like, what? Then I realized it is income producing activities. Is that not really great? Yet so many people will give excuses rather than do what it takes. So anyway, I'm going to I didn't get you back on time because Todd got me spurred off thinking about other things. So I was going to try to get you some time back. Guys, be in Destin. I will be there and I will help you with comp plan one-on-one. How's that?
Awesome, awesome. And let me tell you, you know, the time was yours. So we all check. I'm watching the scrolling right here. You know, people just so you inspire them. Okay. I know you know, you speak from the heart, you tell it like it is, and everybody, it just it's so magnetic. Thank you so much, Chris.
Like my new picture,
I do. I saw that earlier.
changed my picture up my Zoom, so I look a lot better now than me sucking on a oil pack.
That's correct. Oh, no doubt.
And for all those that were wondering, that's his new picture. That's his daughter. That's Krista. She's amazing.
And thank you so much for that. And now we got Brittany going to introduce our next one. We're getting into just the last few of the day, y'all, but we do have some really good stuff coming up on how to go into the next step with what he was talking about. This is stuff you can do at home.